The big news this week is that pixl-latr, or the latest prototype of pixl-latr, is now in the hands of the product designer that I'm now working with to sort of polish off the design. I suppose I feel like I'm not telling you stuff about what changes we're talking about making to the design, or why I'm making changes, and I suppose some of that comes from the fact that I just feel at the moment that I need to kind of iron out some of the problems before I commit to how I'm solving them, if that makes any sense. So there's loads of ideas, there has been lots of ideas banded around in the past between me and Steve, and I spent 2 hours on the phone to Clive today. Lots of ideas, some really interesting stuff about there's one or two kind of fundamental problems that have come out in the wash, I suppose, since sort of the latter part of the sort of beta testing program. And I even just talking to Clive today, it feels like but they're well on the way to being solved. So, and this is even before he's kind of put pen to paper. So yeah, I'm not quite ready to explain exactly what the problems are, but as soon as I've got a better idea of the solutions, then I'll come back to it. I hope that makes sense and isn't too cryptic. So Clive, I guess you should hear about who he is. So Ellis, who's the guy who I sort of brought on board a few weeks back to sort of begin supporting me through this kind of manufacturing minefield. Clive is a long-standing friend of Ellis. I think they went to university together, where they both did product design courses, to my knowledge. Clive went on, so he sent me a bit of, I've got my phone here, and if you can see the light coming from it, so, Clive went on to, he's sent me a bit of stuff here. He says that he's got over 26 years of experience in product design business, 14 of these years as creative director of Samsung Design Europe. So he said to me today that he's he didn't want it to sound like he was being a sort of Billy Big Balls, but nonetheless that is his background. So that's seems like a pretty positive thing to have on your CV. He's in 2014. He says that he moved to Pastures New and founded his company Jam Sandwich, which is a design consultancy where he uses his technical skills, business network, and experience in exciting new avenues. So that's Clive. I shall put a link to his business below if anybody's interested in sort of reading a bit more about who he is and what he does. The conversation today, as I say, has definitely given me a reasonable level of confidence in his abilities. He definitely knows what he's talking about. He definitely knows what he's talking about. So it's all now, the big challenges. So we were talking today, so we've got two challenges as far as I can see, or three challenges: solving the problems, and then once we've solved these issues with the design, we're then sort of looking at the longevity of the product and the usability of the product, and we've got quite a few different ideas that sort of slot into each of those columns as well. So yeah, I guess that brings us up to date. A little bit cryptic, but at least you've got a better idea of who I'm working with on the project now. The goal is, of course, as I said before, to bring the sort of best product that I can within the budget. I'm not going to make any money out of this myself. All of the cash raised through the Kickstarter is definitely be going on producing this product. So yeah, it's exciting. It's good to have somebody that gives me the level of confidence that Clive does on board. Same with Ellis. So yeah, next step is Clive's going to go away and do some drawings. He's going to come back to me with those, and then we have a meeting booked for the 7th of September, which is it's Friday, a couple of weeks away from now. So in the meanwhile, my concentration is going to be on some other bits and pieces, getting things like websites sorted, and which is becoming more and more of a headache, and a couple of other things that need looking at. So yeah, progress. I still don't really have an idea of how this is going to impact, or the sort of length of time this is going to take. Clive seems pretty confident that he's going to be turning around these sorts of things quickly. But I still don't have a sort of a solid idea of how much of a delay all this is going to cause. Hopefully not too much. So yeah, I guess that's it for this week. I feel like I've rambled and waffled a bit. It's been a long day. But yeah, we're getting there, and I feel pretty good about it. Just one last thing. I just wanted to say, actually, also, I was quite nervous about the update last week, sort of coming clean about the potential delays. Every single comment on Kickstarter, every single comment on YouTube, where these videos are also posted, every single email, message on social media, without fail, was positive. Everybody's saying things like, take your time, get it right, etc., etc. I cannot begin, I don't even know where to start when it comes to saying how much I appreciate that. It really, having that sense, I was genuinely worried about the delay, but having that sense that everybody out there who chose to comment, at least, is behind me, and is supportive of the fact that and realizes that I am trying to just do the best the job I can, I suppose, with this. Yeah, I was blown away by the comments, so I really do appreciate that. Thank you very much. It meant a lot, and it certainly made me feel a lot better about the project the week since. So yeah, as I say, feeling pretty positive. I guess it's not a bank holiday next Monday, so there's no reason why I shouldn't be back next Monday with more news. Hopefully I shall have something interesting to tell you. I will speak to you then. Cheers for now.